Hey, stat students, welcome to week 4 practice problems. We are going to be going through measures of central tendency. So with this first problem, we're going to be looking at 3 measures of central tendency: mean, median, and mode. And we're going to look at how to calculate that using Excel. So first of all, let's look at the problem. A professor wants to report the results of an exam taken by 100 students. The data appear below in column A. So we have the grades here in this column of the students. So we need to calculate the mean, median, and mode for the data using the proper Excel functions and describe what each measure tells you about the data. So for mean, the function that we're going to use is average. So we can type in equals and type in the word average, and you can notice here it brings it up. We hit average and it asks us for the numbers that we have. And so we don't want to go in and enter every single number individually. We want to select them all. So we can start at the top. And if you're using a PC, you can hit Control Shift down. So Control Shift down arrow, and that will highlight all of the numbers in that column all the way to the end. We want to close that out. So notice up here on this, we want to close out that parentheses. So we're going to close out the parentheses. Once we do that, we can hit Enter. And if we entered it in correctly, we will get a mean of 73.98. 73.98. So again, the formula for finding the mean of a set of numbers is average, and you can just type in the list that we have there. Median's a little bit easier. The function for finding the median is just that, median, right? Median, and again, we do the same thing. We highlight the first one after the parentheses. We highlight the first number, Control Shift and down arrow. If you're using a Mac, I believe the function is Command Shift down arrow. Close out the parentheses by typing Shift 0, and we hit Enter, and that gives us a median of 81. So notice we have a mean of 73. We have a median of 81, and let's find out what the mode is. So again, the mean is just the average. What is the average number that we see? The median is what is that number that falls in the middle of the data set, immediately in the middle of the data set, and the mode is the number that appears most often. Now, we will use the mode function here, but notice sometimes there are not modes in all data sets. There may not be any repeating numbers that we have in the data sets. So for this one, we will notice there is the mode of 84, and sometimes there are multiple modes. So you may have to run this a couple of times just to verify this, but that is the way to calculate the mode of 84. So we have that. Question B asks us the question, is the data skewed? Is the data skewed? Well, we know yes, it is skewed. It is actually skewed to the left. And we know this by looking at the mean and compared it to the median and the mode. And the mean is actually less than the other two, the median and the mode. So that tells us that our data set is actually going to be skewed to the left. And if you remember looking at histograms, we looked at histograms back last week. You'll remember that we know skewness by comparing the mean, the median, and the mode, and how it looks, how the normal curve looks a little bit skewed to the left. So we have that. Question C says, run descriptive statistics to verify your claim by looking at the skewness results. So to run descriptive statistics, we need to go up to data and data analysis. If you don't see data analysis tools, then you need to go back to the first week of class and you need to look up how to install the data analysis tool pack, or you can just Google it, how to install the data analysis tool pack for your version of Microsoft Excel. We're going to click on data analysis and it'll give us a list. We'll find the list here, the term descriptive statistics. We click OK, and it's going to give us an input box, information that we need to put in. So input range is just the same thing that we have. We have 81 all the way down to 16. So we have 100. We have 100 pieces of data that we can use. And actually, if you notice right here, it says labels in the first row. I did not select it here, but sometimes it's nice to include that because we know what it is. So if we have grades, if I include that and shift down and I highlight all the data, we can click that there. And what will happen is when we get our output of our descriptive statistics, it will actually label it well for us. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to put the output We can put it anywhere we want. I like putting it right here in G11. And then we're also going to want to select summary statistics. That will tell us what we want. So we have labels in the first row. Oops, my input range is not correct. Input range. Notice that can happen sometimes when you click the radio button here. Output range, we want H11, summary statistics. Click OK. And notice that gives us this. So we're going to look at three things. We're going to look at mean, same thing. I'm going to highlight that. Median and mode. Highlight those, and they are the same. So that is how we can calculate mean, median, and mode by using the Excel functions as well as the descriptive statistics.